Hello, I'm Regan Nichols, Superintendent of Sequim School District, and we're on the Helen Elementary campus today to share with you some of the challenges we face on this campus. What you may know is that the school was built in 1967 initially and then finished in 1978. This era was to build California campus-style schools that have multiple buildings on the same campus and many exterior entrances to all of those buildings. This is a challenge for us in having building access and making sure that we are managing our visitors and our students the best that we can. Also, it's important to know that in Sequim School District, we do use the city sewer, and Helen campus is built well below First Street. This requires that we have an original 1967 sewer vault that we are pumping to, and the pump and the mechanisms in the sewer vault are all original. We feel as though it is simply a matter of time before we are going to have to replace that system. At this building, we have multiple types of heating systems. The heating systems are all in need of having a service, but we have to do that in-house because we don't have companies that are able to come and service the units from which they originally supplied, and parts are hard to source. We have multiple types of heaters here, some of which look like large refrigerators, and they take up considerable amount of space in each of the classrooms. The efficiency of these heaters needs to be improved, and we certainly are looking for modernized climate control in our school classrooms. So now let's head to a classroom. Here we are in a third grade pod at Helen Elementary. Of course, this pod is typical to many of the other pods that are here on the school campus. What I would like to show you is some deterioration that we're facing up here in the ceiling. This deterioration is from the fact that our water heaters are failing in the school. That leakage over time causes the disintegration of ceiling tiles. We're very challenged, of course, to be able to replace all of the water heaters depending on their life cycles for when they are going to be at end of useful life or not. Now let's go into a classroom. There are a few challenges that we face with each of the third grades, and these are typical issues across the entire school campus. First one I'd like to talk about is electrical. Our electrical outlets are very few in these buildings. Remember, buildings were built anywhere between 1967 and 1978 when the demand in a classroom for the number of outlets was much less. For instance, we have a computer cart over here, and the computer cart needs to be stationed right there beside the children's meeting area because that's where the outlet is. In addition, the teacher's workstation has to be split. So we have teacher who would like to be up here with students and working, but the wiring for her computer and docking station is back here at the teacher's desk. So she needs to be stationed in that area in order to get the access. Bathrooms are a challenge here at Helen as well. We have limited bathroom access for students. We're in a pod of about 125 students. The pod has one stall for girls, one stall for boys. For that number of students, we would have different ratios in a modern facility. In addition, we have challenges with staff bathrooms as well. You'll see here the primary staff bathroom for 75 female employees that work here at the school. That's 2 stalls. The age and the ability for us to facilitate ADA for bathroom access is limited here at Helen. Here we are under the walkways of Sequim High School. These walkways were built back in a different era. We are having some issues with drainage here on the campus because of the dry well systems, and it's causing some of our foundations to become degraded, and is causing our walkways to have times where they aren't as sturdy as they used to be. We also have a situation where we have electrical challenges. Electrical systems here in our buildings are antiquated. Oftentimes we are forced to look for parts in non-traditional places like eBay. Today we'll show you some of the challenges we face in our classrooms as well. This happens to be Mr. Rappelje's classroom where we teach chemistry. What I will show you here is that we have only one fume hood for the entire classroom to utilize. Here it is. And the other challenge we have are to meet safety standards such as eye wash. We have a rudimentary eye wash system here, but as you notice, it's considerably far away from the actual science lab stations, and it's not of a modern era. The lab tables are a considerable discussion in our science lab area. What's important to know is that these science lab tables are original to the building's construction of 1967. These countertops actually cannot be changed without us abating asbestos that is encapsulated underneath them. We also face the challenge that there is no propane access that is usable in these science labs, so when you do turn the propane valves, nothing comes out. We also have older faucets, some of which require duct tape in order to keep them going. And you'll notice further than that we have multiple ceiling tiles in our space that demonstrate the number of leaks that we have coming into our buildings, this classroom being no exception. The lighting here is not lighting we can retrofit because our electrical system here at the high school is maxed out, and so it would take considerable work in order to consider how to improve the lighting in our science labs. Something to know is that our Sequim High School campus is a series of French drains, and you can see that here on the building, that lead to dry wells. Those dry wells are considerably backed up with debris from the multiple decades this building has stood, and that is causing water backup. That water backup leads to our sidewalks rising up. It also causes foundational issues, and we're challenged to excavate here to fix these because of crisscrossing utilities that are throughout the campus over decades of having different types of work done. If you'd like to learn more about our educational programs levy or our school construction bond, we invite you to visit www.sequimschools.org or call our district office at 360-582-3260. We look forward to hearing from you. Go Wolves!